Hey everyone, welcome back to Brain Muffin at the Movies. And here we have an article that I could not believe the first time I heard this. And I thought, surely this is just trolling. Endgame is out. It's an incredible, the fans love it. I mean, I've been kind of bored with this whole superhero stuff for quite a while with Marvel and really can't get on board DC very well at all. But that's my problem. That's not the problem with the movies. So I saw this, and now this comes from the dailymail.co.uk, and so you'll see everything will be in British pounds. So do your own conversion to figure out. But this, this again is this SJW stuff just rearing its head, and everything has to be identity politics, I guess. It doesn't matter that this entire franchise was built. Really, it started with Robert Downey Jr., and then you have Chris Hemsworth comes in, and you have Chris Evans comes in, and really those three really build this franchise. And in many ways, Chris Evans is Captain America, and Iron Man with Downey. Those two kind of rise to the forefront, and we'll see what happens with Thor moving forward. If maybe he's going to join the Guardians of the Galaxy, and we'll get more comedic Thor like we did in Ragnarok. And I think in part that's due to the actor. The actor does well with the comedy, and I think that's why they changed it. But that's just my opinion. So I saw this, and I thought, this is just ridiculous. So the real battle of the Avengers, how male superheroes in new 694 million in-game movie enjoy 3 times more screen time than female characters. Okay, so this is a breakdown. Someone's got way too much time on their hands, and really, okay, the biggest female superhero in the comic books is probably Wonder Woman, who's with DC. She has her own movie. She's got another one coming out. We can argue whether Gal's a good, I grew up with Linda Hamilton. I did it again. But see, I grew up, in the 70s. So we had a very different Wonder Woman than we have now. And I don't know if there is a female action hero in either Marvel, DC, or independent comics that's even close to Wonder Woman. Okay. We know Captain Marvel's been rebooted a bunch of times. We had Miss Marvel was fairly popular when it was. I think she was still Miss Marvel back in as Monica Rambeau, fairly popular. We've had various offshoots. We've had female Thors. We've had all these things, but really, Wonder Woman is the female superhero, and this is just really irksome because you have a lot of, even within the context of their. Some are part of an ensemble. Some are, there's very few that have solo movies. I mean, that Wonder Woman's the only one with her own solo movie, I do believe, of recent times. So we've tried with, I forget. I know there's been a few tries at stuff, but anyway, but they've all failed. So the Avengers Endgame is on track to becoming one of the greatest hits of cinematic history, reckoning. Yeah, and so 694 million. I think it's probably over $1 billion now. This was what day was this? This was. Just a couple days ago, just a few days ago. Anyway, in-game's roster includes at least 30 superheroes, but it seems the real battle is more between the sexes. Only if you look at it this way, look at how this was built and who has their side movies and everything else. So Captain America enjoys 1 hour and 6 minutes of screen time most of any film. That's why I think he's this was his bow out, although it was also Iron Man's bow out. So he's only 4 minutes behind. That's probably just I don't know anyone in editing is keeping track of this. They're just really keeping track of the story. So British actress Karen Gillan, known for playing Amy Pond in Doctor Who, 41 minutes. And I think that character's growing a lot. The dogs are barking and driving me nuts. So Brie Larson appears for only 15 minutes. Captain Marvel, despite her block. Yeah, this is a blockbuster because of what the antics that Disney pulled. You're going to see post Endgame what's the MCU is going to happen. Part of the problem is they haven't developed some of these characters, so they may have to kind of take a reset and have independent movies again to kind of build the backstory. All right, someone's created a poster, and of all the minutes, now it doesn't have Spider-Man. I mean, he has some screen time. Strange has some screen time. Some of these others, but Groot comes back. 36 minutes to Rocket, who's just animation. For me, the female character that's grown the most has been Nebula. She's changed from really being, with Thanos and really against her sister to turning against him for various reasons. And, Black Widow has had some growth, but not a lot. She just kind of shows up already ready to rock. Valkyrie is just a little bit in the movie. guess, how do you say so I haven't seen Black Panther, so I don't know how to say her name. But this is insane. Supporting character really. Although, because Hulk, there was an Incredible Hulk movie, but he was recast. Ant-Man is somewhat of a supporting character, although he's had 2 sidebar movies. But I think that was to set up this whole quantum realm thing. And I'm gonna have to edit the crap out of this. 3, 2. And so now, but you don't have the actors complaining about this. I mean, this movie, this whole thing started with Iron Man, and Robert was paid $500,000. And now here we are, 10 years later. Brie Larson gets $5 million for Captain Marvel, which is why Disney had to buy so many tickets, so many no-show tickets, pre-ticket sales. It's just insane to think that there's not annex going on. And so Endgame, the sequel. Okay, this is just little bits and pieces. And they did tone down Scarlett's character, and I don't know if her, if she had, anyway, I don't want to speculate her boobs got smaller, but a lot of it, and Karen's character, I mean, she got into the role. I mean, she shaved her head and everything. And I think Karen's the better actress of this whole group of women. I think Bree's the weakest, and Karen's the best. My second thing, I would say Elizabeth Olsen is the second best. Scarlett Johansson in next, and then I'm not sure how to rank the rest of them, but I mean, it's not like that. I think everybody's head and shoulders above Brie. That's just my opinion on their acting abilities, all the women. So Scarlett Johansson, which enjoys 33 minutes of screen time, and Tess Thompson's Valkyrie appears for just 8 minutes. Yeah, that's because you're supporting role. Okay, so is shot last year's Avengers Infinity War. Yeah, it has a lot of callbacks, and it copies too much stuff from Infinity War. Long run time and high script movie. Okay, blah blah blah. Avatar. There's some speculation that the early numbers are going to show over $1 billion worldwide. However, I don't know where they're going to start counting, because it came out 2 days earlier in parts of the world than it did in the U.S., and it came out on a Thursday here. So Chris Hemsworth was 45 minutes of screen time in Endgame, which I thought was a bit criminal, but that's why I'm not sure what they're going to do with Thor moving forward. And Thanos, okay, yeah, I don't know how much time. They don't go into his screen. He's not a superhero, I guess, and so we don't know. With only Black Widow, Hawkeye, Hulk, Shuri, Rocket, Ant-Man, Okoye, I guess. Anyway, left in limbo. Or left on Earth. Captain Marvel left on. Okay, well, Iron Man. Okay, so this is the end of. Have I gone to another article? Have I skipped into something else? Bree's got to wear some serious heels, and she's still shorter than several of these guys. Yeah, I don't know. And I know, Downey's not. What in the world is he wearing? Those boots, that's something else. And he's pretty short. All these guys are pretty short. And he's pretty small when you look compared to Hemsworth. Contracts to end with its release. Makes sense that their characters are a hefty portion of the screen time. Yep. And the film is latter end of Marvel's Phase 3, but the superhero giants show no signs of slowing down. Now it is. There's another article that Spider-Man, the next Spider-Man movie, is the full end of Phase 3. I guess it's going into other things. So let me see what some of the what people think. Best ending in this movie would no one gives a crap. The only woman I want to see watching are the ones with a long-standing history in the movies, and not this joke of a PC hero. Yep. My favorite is gone. My favorite female character of all this is gone with Johansson. My second favorite, though, I'm really starting to really like Scarlet Witch, and she is really powerful, and surprisingly Nebula. In the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie, I was like, oh my gosh, she's just crazy. But now when we got some more backstory, it was a bit more. We understood why. Gamora's not mentioned in the article. Why is her screen time not part of the tally? Probably because Gamora and this, the thing that they filled in, Gamora is not here, right? Gamora is in this section. Is that Gamora there? I believe. So these are everybody that faded away or died otherwise, and so I think that's why. These are the main characters that. But I can't remember who all faded away. and he was stuck in the quantum realm at the same time. So anyway, but yeah. Anyway, this only people want to make more of this, and this is just stupid to me, because the big names in these two particular, Hemsworth would be next in my book. These three are fairly much to equal footing, and we have close to the same amount of time, a little bit more time with Hulk than Black Widow. I mean, 7 minutes, but Ant-Man's only 38, and he's got 2 standalone movies. War Machine's 35, and he doesn't have any. We don't, and Valkyrie, yeah, maybe Valkyrie is a bit of a disservice considering what that character, how much she was in Ragnarok, and that's a maybe. Wong, outside of, he seems to kind of take the short shrift here. He probably should have had a little more time, but it's hard to argue. I mean, it's a big, huge movie, and there's a lot of egos. You got to have them all on the screen at the same time, I think, for longer or something. But I think this is just silly. I like that Karen gets the most, and we'll see what they do with Guardian Galaxy Volume 3. That'll be interesting, especially if Thor joins them or is part of it, or part of them helping rebuild or something. We got to get him off of, stop being the dude and being Thor again. But hey, we'll see. I don't know how much Hemsworth might be sick of playing Thor. I don't know. I know he's in the new Men in Black movie. So I think this is just much ado about nothing, but we'll see if we get any, especially if we get a second Captain Marvel movie and we don't have any shenanigans in the box office, and the sales are real. We don't have many theaters saying every single showing of Captain America has, ridiculous numbers of unclaimed pre-sold tickets, and that was for weeks. That wasn't just the opening weekend. I know people, I saw them on Facebook and on Twitter, people who were working in theaters and saying, according to the computer, it's all sold out, and there's like 9 people in the theater. I know it's all anecdotal, but the next movie better not have any of those kind of shenanigans. Obviously, we're not going to get anything the size of this ever. I don't think we're ever going to see something like this ever again. Unless it's like 20, 30 years from now when they redo it and build it slowly. It took so long to get here. DC can't get out of its own way. They're trying to build the universe way too quickly. I think they should have just done some standalone movies, maybe sort of weaved them in, let all this happen, let all the fatigue take down, and let people breathe for a couple of years, and then build up the DCEU. But they've really messed it all up now. They just need to stop and reboot in a few years. All right, so there we go. So what do you think? Do you think this is, am I just being, a stupid male here and just closing my eyes, and this is a real problem? But ticket sales are what drive a lot of this, and we'll see. Obviously, we're not going to get a Black Widow movie. A Nebula movie I don't think would make any sense. I don't think a Valkyrie movie would make any sense. Maybe War Machine, and that is a big maybe. But I could see another Doctor Strange movie. Maybe some of these movies are a little bit more woven. So maybe Rocket shows up for half of the Strange movie, or he has to go to the Guardians to get something done, and then he has to go to War Machine to get something done. I don't know. But we'll see going forward where all this fleshes out. But I think it's much ado about nothing. Someone who's got way too much time on their hands and is just looking to complain. But we'll see. And we'll see what they do with Phase 4. We'll see if we get an all-female Avengers movie, what that might look like, and how well that might do. And because I think if they do it right, it'll be successful. But if they just spoil it with identity politics and really irritate, you got to remember most of the audience is male. And if you irritate most of the audience, they're not coming, and you're probably going to have a flop. You can't go spend $200 million on an all-female cast Avengers and then have somebody crapping on 2/3 of the audience all the time with their personal beliefs, because people aren't going to show up because they're not going to get taught. Can't talk down to them and then expect them to show up. Who wants to go through that belittlement and then support it? That's just stupid. All right, thanks so much for everything, and we'll see you. Goodbye. Yeah, I know we're late, but hey, let's get this done, and then we'll do that other stuff. Yep. Okay, 3, 2, 1.